today at Benzinga with Dimitri Downing with
George Township, Pure 5. Better, safer, cheaper extraction.
Better, safe, or cheaper extraction. I need a tagline. I am better and safer and cheaper about nothing. Just kidding. So, just Dimitri with MITA. And we're here with another cool individual who's hanging around the halls of Benzinga from California, right?
Correct.
Carlos Du. And you have a company called Superbad Inc.
Correct. Out of California.
Yeah, so, we like to highlight people, tell them a little bit how you are, how you got into cannabis, and then we'll talk about your company, your projects, your SKUs, etc. But let's start with you. So where are you from?
San Bernardino, California, which is 35 miles south of Los Angeles.
35 miles south of Los Angeles.
Yes.
How close to Santa Ana is that?
It's about an hour from Santa Ana. It's called the IE. That's what we call it, the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Notorious.
Yeah.
So you grew up down there, and you graduated high school, graduated college, whatever, and you got into cannabis eventually in 2018, right?
Correct.
So what did you do before cannabis?
I was in the sports industry, representing athletes. Had a company called Impact Sports. We had a great run. I did that for 23 years, and I decided I wanted to get into cannabis. I actually got into cannabis in 16, but the thing about it is, in 18 is when everything went legal. So the first 2 years we were just building a brand.
In 2016.
Yeah.
And so 2018 is when you got heavily involved.
Correct.
And what was your first venture into cannabis? What was your first, hey, I want to get into brands, retail, cultivation, delivery? What was your thought process?
Well, the first thought process was cultivation.
Come a little closer so you...
The first thought process was cultivation.
There you go.
So I got into cultivation.
So you started with cultivation.
Yes. And as building a cultivation, what I figured is that no one knows who you are because you still have to have a brand. So eventually switched to a brand.
A brand like a brand for flower?
Yeah, flower brand.
Okay, yeah, because it's really complicated. In this everybody talks about brands. There's retail brands, there's flower brands,
correct.
There's mint brands, manufacturing food product, a whole different types, vape pens, waxes, everything else, edibles. So there's all kinds of brands. I kind of like to leave the retail out of the brand thing based on the way that the whole market structure is evolving.
Okay.
Because it's so hard to brand retail with the regulatory structure. I mean, Truly is doing a pretty good job, but still, they're limited. They're tied by this licensing cap thing.
Correct.
But so you got involved in cultivation. You decided to brand your cultivation. You brand your flower.
Started to brand the flower.
Okay, and what was the brand? What did you start calling that?
The brand initially was Superbad Brand, and
Superbad. That makes sense.
Superbad Brand, and
like
we first started out
Superbad Brand.
I thought it was cool, but then I needed to put a little bit of more of a corporate swing to it. So what I went with is Superbad Inc. because I figured that's a brand that can go global, which that's everybody's whole goal is have a global brand like we do today.
So this is that Facebook moment where they had where Peter Thiel meets what's the guy from Facebook's name? Zuckerberg. Yes.
Oh,
Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Let me give you advice. Remove the ink. Just call it Superbad. Just call it Superbad.
Well, it's trademarked in that way where I can use the name Superbad.
Yeah, Superbad is good. I love that.
Yeah.
Superbad. What is this? Superbad. Yeah. Superbad. Anyways, whatever. So okay. So you got Superbad. It was Superbad brand and Superbad Inc. That was you started to brand your flower like that in 2018.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And how'd that go for you? What happened next when you started branding? I mean,
once I started branding, everything started to take care of itself. We started to go to all the trade shows. We started to be everywhere, and at that point, the brand took off.
How long did you sell the flower just deli style or whatever, just as pounds and stuff without the brand? How long was that gap?
There was no gap.
Immediately. Okay, no, because I see this in Arizona right now, where people have pounds of really good stuff, but then they want to put it in eighths so they can sell it at $15, $20, $25, and then actually get that higher price and not sell it for the cheaper price.
Correct. But California, when we started on 18, we started off, it was already packaged flour.
Packaged flour.
Yes.
So you package your flour. I wish you had some. I know we're here in Florida, and there's regulatory reasons.
Correct.
But you could have brought some packaging for me.
I could have brought some packaging, but you know what? We abide by all the rules, so we like doing things the right way, so it's best that way.
He didn't even bring the packaging. You are so by the book. I think the IP and stuff transfers across. So what happened after? So 2018, you're about 5 years in. Are you still? And there's nothing wrong with just doing branded flower. Have you ventured into other?
Ventured into edibles.
Edibles.
We got edibles and we got concentrates.
Tell me about the edibles.
Oh, man.
Do you use a Pure 5 extraction machine? he owns Pure 5 extraction. Yeah, he's like extraction scientist. So be careful where you tread here.
Currently, right now, we don't use his machine.
All right.
But in the future, we're gonna talk about it.
Future is open. Understand?
But do you do your own extraction? You buy?
Yes.
Oh, you do.
We do our own extraction.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Well, you guys should talk afterwards about that.
Definitely.
So edibles, concentrates. Tell about your edibles. Tell us about your concentrates.
I mean, the edibles. The way I feel is, our tagline is "How bad are you?" So when you put them in your mouth and you start eating them, our question is to everybody is, "How bad are you?" And then once you start eating it, you'll start saying "super bad."
I'm trying to envision the commercial. How bad are you?
Yeah. And then you eat it, and then next thing you know, all day, all you're saying is "super bad."
Super bad. You should have like a competing line called Super Good.
We got that.
Oh, you have that too?
Super good.
This guy's on it. So Super Good. I was here to help you, but you got it all covered. So you have the edible lines, and I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. What you said? Gummies. What else?
Concentrates.
Concentrates.
Yeah, diamonds and all that.
Diamonds and stuff.
Yes.
And what years did you come up with the edibles and concentrates?
2022. We just came with that recently.
2022.
Yes.
And I imagine you have a lot of SKUs in there, in the whole.
Definitely.
So,
I
got
a question for you.
Sure.
How bad are you?
I'm super good.
Okay.
I'm not. He's bad.
I like the super
bad
bad.
are you?
You can do super bad, super cool, super. Everything fits in that.
What's your superpower?
Oh,
You can do all that. Yeah.
I wish my superpower was, and that actually could be a whole line for thing. What do you want your superpower to be? I love that.
Yeah.
My superpower would be being able to tell when people aren't telling the truth. That's what I want my superpower.
That's dope.
That would be a superpower.
Yeah, that definitely. And
Right?
yours? What's your superpower?
What would you want your superpower? Invisible, fly? You probably want to fly.
I'd rather be invisible.
Invisible.
You can see so many things when you're invisible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the edible line, concentrate line is going on. You're manufacturing out of what city?
California.
But what city?
Needles.
Needles. Okay, so you're in Needles, and you guys are distributing. You use an independent distributor.
No, we got. Well, yes.
Yeah. What's
We have our distribution, but yes, we also use independent ones.
Don't you wish you could do direct from manufacturer to consumer?
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, once Amazon gets in on this thing, and they put their lobbyists to work, they're going to say, "Squash all you regulatory nonsense." They're doing it in liquor. They're doing it in alcohol, state by state. They will do it in cannabis, and other people will, because that's what the patients and that's what the consumers want.
I agree.
Direct. I got Chris over there. Chris wants to get global cannabis, and I love him for that. He wants Jamaican brands to be able to be shipped to California to Indonesia, Germany. He has that.
I think that's
model,
a great idea,
right?
Chris. I think that's a great idea.
That's Chris. Yeah, that's good. Then that's what the consumers want. That's what the patients want. We should just have Chris come on over here. So, but super bad. Look, California brands are gonna kill it. People love California. You go to Spain, you go to Amsterdam. They don't have American USA weed. They have California weed. They have California manufactured products.
That's correct.
And it's going to be that way across the country as interstate happens. I tell people, if you're going to invest, if you're going to start a brand, head on over to California, get your feet on the ground. They're like, no, it's too competitive. You're doing okay, right?
Yeah, competitive. I mean, everything in life is competitive. That's the way I see it.
That's my man. He is not afraid of competition. This is the kind of guy that could win. And there will be losers and there will be winners in the branding game.
That's true.
That's
life, though.
That's life, right? And people don't get that. They're like, oh, the cannabis industry is tough. Times are down. We're suffering. No, somebody will always be there. Somebody will always make something of it, right?
That's right.
So what's the penetration of Super Bad? Are you guys in a bunch of dispensaries?
Yes. We're
10, 20, 30, 40?
Yes.
About?
Keep going.
60, 100.
I mean, yeah, we right around that area.
That's really good. Yeah. That's really good. I think, what is it, about 1,500 dispensaries in California now?
It's currently, I think 1,300.
1,300? Yeah. I don't keep track of these things. There's too many states, you know. Too many.
A lot of states.
78 in Illinois and all this kind of. I know somewhere in the back of my head, but I try to feel like I don't. So there's about 1,500.
You know a lot, though.
I get it. I try to talk to a lot of people. I hang out with George. He's the fact checker. He's waiting to jump in and say, Dimitri, you're just wrong about that. Because he'll check my ass. All right.
That's good.
That's why I'm quiet now. Everything is right so far.
Yeah, somebody got to hold them together.
Thank you. So super bad. What's next? Are you guys maybe thinking about doing licensing, thinking about moving out of state?
Yeah, licensing. We're currently, we're working on a couple of deals in Denver right now as we speak.
Colorado?
Yeah, Denver, Colorado. We're in Oklahoma.
That's another guy to know, and over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Colorado. He's looking at deals in Colorado. We'll get to when you come out. Yeah, he's a good guy to know. So you're looking at deals in Colorado?
Yes.
Anything in Arizona?
No, Arizona. I got you, so I'll figure that out once we get
look at this.
air.
He's on it. Okay, well, there's a lot of states, and there's a lot of models. You know, I always tell people, get California on lockdown.
Right.
Fight, compete, win.
Right.
The top 3-4 brands, flower brands, edible brands, vape pen lines, all that kind of stuff, those are going to be the biggest acquisitions in the history of cannabis. When this goes federally legal, those are the top 5 flower brands. Forget about it. Nabisco's taking them. Or not Nabisco, but maybe Eurofresh or some sort of agricultural conglomerate.
Correct.
But then like the concentrated brands and the MIPS, the big companies are going to come in, swoop, buy them out of California. Top 5 of each category. Done. And then they're going to look at other states, and they're going to say, like, Arizona, you guys didn't compete for shit. There's 20 vape pen lines there. I'm going to go with there was 1,000 vape pens in California, and these 5 came up on top. That's a big deal. You're in the right place, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I might just have to come to work for you one day.
You can come, but we'll work with each other.
But I don't mind working. I'm a good PR guy.
Oh, okay.
So, and eventually I have to find a job. I haven't worked like in 10 years. Like, that's crazy. But tell us more about Super Bad. Are you guys doing anything in the community? Is there any differentiators that people should know about?
Yeah, we're doing a lot in the community. We do give backs all the time. Our goal is to help the community grow. We're also doing community garden, which is something good for the community, because if we ever have another lockdown like we just did through the pandemic, we want to make sure that people understand how to grow themselves.
A little closer here.
We want people to make sure they know how to grow themselves for food purposes, for sustainable.
Right.
We think that's important. That's the one thing in the world that I think taking agriculture and everything out of the schools, I don't think that was a good thing that they did years ago.
Yeah.
I think that's something that has to come back.
I think there's like
important.
So you're talking about community gardens, like they have like, what is that? Like they have like community gardens and the like little plots of land and stuff?
Yes. And
so
then that way people inside your neighborhoods, we call it agri-hood, where you're able to agri-hood, where you're able to have people's, nutrition is important. And I think that's why we always have starvation and everything else like that. But if we take the time and look within and everyone take care of their own community, we don't have the starvation, we don't have the elderly out on the streets being homeless and everything else.
I think there's a children's book like that. That's like Little Johnny grows grandma's magic weed or something, or grandma's magic weed grows in the garden. But I feel where you're going out there.
Yeah.
You have like a 7-year-old going from a classroom, 2nd grade, going to classroom, and this is where you grow tomatoes. This is how you grow asparagus. This is how you grow your weed, your medicinal weed. I'm just kidding.
I think that's important. That's what's needed in the world, and I think that's one thing we need to step up and take care of.
So you guys are doing some community work. That's great. What's your website? Where do people find you?
Superbadinc.com.
Superbadinc.com. Superbad Inc. Did you own superbadbrand.com too?
Yes.
You still use that?
Yeah. I don't use it, but I still own it. So if you try to get it.
I was going to try.
Yeah, we got that on lock.
I'm buying Super Good. You got Super Good Inc. on lock too?
We got that on lock.
Okay, get that all.
We got everything that you think that you want to get, you can't get. We got it all on lock.
No, it's good. So you guys are 100 dispensaries in California. You're looking at, you guys looking for partners in other states, maybe? You know?
100%. 100%.
Okay, good.
And he's going to be one of our first partners.
He's the master. He's the
of
doctor.
Of course, and I really want to know which one is your super good, super bad strain that you have.
Which, the best one?
Yeah, the best one.
Super bad. What you think? That's the best strain. Super bad.
You know, it's a weird world where bad means good and good means bad.
Correct.
Yeah. So excellent, excellent. What else should people know about Super Bad?
Go to our IG.
IG? What's your IG?
Superbad.inc.
Superbad.inc. Okay, I got it. We'll put it up there on the thing when we do the editing.
And we're also we just partnered with a foundation which is called PB Jobs out in California. We just partnered with them to do a lot of community work. So that's something that I want everybody to look out for.
Are you going to be grabbing some celebrity endorsers and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we already have some. We got Little Kim.
Yeah. Oh, you Little Kim?
Yeah. So she's super bad.
Is she super bad?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell super
Queen
bad.
B.
You need Michael.
Her line is called Aphrodisiac.
Really?
Yeah. So when you smoke it, it's like an aphrodisiac. It gets everybody in that mood.
Yeah.
The mood that you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about what other
but in a good way.
I'm trying to understand what celebrities you should recruit. Like
you tell me which ones to go after, and I'm gonna go after them.
Well, I mean, I'm from the '80s, so
it
Michael Jackson.
It doesn't matter.
Because you need
who you like. Name a celebrity.
You gotta find celebrity for each strain. I like.
Yeah, but you tell me one, and I'll go after that one. I make the calls. I do all that.
Okay, so how about go to Michael Jackson's foundation or the people who run his legacy, and ask him if you can use his hologram to promote Super Bad.
Okay.
And have the first ever celebrity hologram, and Michael Jackson saying I'm bad with Super Bad.
So we
hologram.
We heard it on here first.
You know what
I'm gonna go after Michael Jackson.
His foundation is what do they call that group that runs the stuff?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go after him.
Trust
and basically.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. Unshackled.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
No, I love it. I mean, what are they going to say? Like, you don't want to hurt his legacy? I mean, not R.I.P. Michael Jackson,
right.
But he's dead.
Yeah.
You know? So you have a hologram, and they can do a hologram with anything. So you get this, I'm Michael. I'm Super Bad. Hey,
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
If it gets done,
right?
Some of the proceeds go to you guys.
People,
because I'm going to do it.
People will be like, what the fuck is that? Michael Jackson came back from the dead.
Yeah.
To support legal weed.
There you go.
Nobody thought about that.
No.
And that's Super Bad. Okay, so we got it. And when you need to do a commercial and you need taglines and jingles, all that, you call us. We like that stuff.
Yeah.
And we come visit us at our big meetings in Arizona. Check out the market.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll give you our website and stuff. But this will go international. Okay. And you own the whole thing yourself? You got some partners?
No, I got partners.
You got partners?
Yeah, I got partners.
But you're a minority, technically, right? So,
yeah, I'm
so you're, but it's a minority-owned brand. Self-funded minority-owned brand,
yes.
which is really, really good.
Exactly. But we have, you know what? Super Bad has a great team.
Yeah.
Has a great team. It's not all about me. We have.
It's about me now.
It's all about you now. Because you are Super Bad.
No, I'm not Super Bad. He's Super Bad. I'm super good.
All right. You're super good. No, thank you. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate being on here. And thank you. Thank you to everyone out there. Tune in. Super Bad Eat. How bad I.
Look, he's closing out the show. I love it. Yeah. Check out. I look forward to keeping track of you. We'll get to know each other more over the years. I've been around for 10 years. You've been around for a few years, since 2016. And, we'll keep checking in at conferences. And I hope that your brand is one of the first major brands of the global cannabis industry. So I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. But I'm gonna listen to your next show and see if you say that to the next person too. Then it's not a dinner.
No. I don't know if I said that before. I have to remember. You got me. Tune in next time. Me and Unshackled.